while being sexually involved with a partner or someone you might meet off Tinder or any of these places, wear protection. Not just protection down there, but protection out here, just kind of like, okay, boys.
Oh, God.
Around my big apple. Welcome back to The Edible Talk, episode 3. Three amigos. Hey. 1, 2, 3. But what's poppin'? What's good? How's everything going? To start off the whole thing, as you know, we're back in stage 2. Stuff's going on,
People doing weird stuff. Back where we were before.
Yeah. I don't know if it was just me or I saw the news title, but I saw some news title saying, while being sexually involved with a partner or someone you might meet off Tinder or any of these places, wear protection. Not just protection down there, but protection out here, just kind of like, okay, boys.
Oh, God.
Around my big headphones, get ready for it. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. What do you think about that? Like, if you meet someone, you're like, hey, are you comfortable? Like, how do you get to that point? Like, aren't you going to be seeing that person?
The running joke is like, oh, wait, you ask the person you're seeing, what, you get tested for, like, STIs. Now it's like, oh, who cares about STIs? Tested for what? COVID? It's really the reality that we're in right now.
Like, I don't know. Like,
you might have, like, chlamydia and syphilis, but wait, you could die. What do you prefer?
I don't know. It's kind of like
it's actually really sad.
I know. I'm laughing, but it's awful because there's so many multiple things. How's dating going? How is this thing? And people can't even go to a movie theater. They shut them down. You can't go to dining and experiences. You can't go this, as we referred to our last podcast. And now it's just getting it's getting more restricted.
Experiences are the only thing that people can do, really.
Right.
The Van Gogh immersive experience.
Has that still open? Is that still?
I'm not even sure if it's open, but I mean,
they were open during stage 2 before.
They've been promoting like crazy, and it's cool if they're able to able to have the flow of people and make sure that everyone that's coming in is like being able to maintain themselves,
right,
and be safe and making sure people have a job. I think it's great. Yeah,
no, 100%. But like the thing is, it's like now winter's coming. You can't go indoor and have a dinner.
Coming.
I know.
It's a Game of Thrones reference. What's the new show that we should be watching? Like, I don't know. Like, I mean, I get like Toronto has I think like maybe 300 new productions, but
the new one
there's issues with productions.
That's a whole different thing.
Like, I mean, if you're a movie star, you get you're on set and you're doing all these different things,
right?
And you're being able to like be different aside from
I mean, like there's so many restrictions, and I think the number one movie that it is the TV show that's kind of popping right now is on Amazon Prime, and The Boys, the superheroes. So that's the new like R-rated superheroes, right? So it's kind of like going off the Marvel and things like that. And then also, I guess the other one, I think it's on Netflix. It's The Power, right? There's like The Power, the Book of Power. There's so many shows. There's so like Netflix is pushing out 1 million shows per day. And like at that point, like I can't even sorry, sir. I wish I had that much time. We're running businesses. We're doing stuff. We're working full time. And at this point, I don't think we have the time. But to get to the point, today's topic is just about relationships, dating during COVID, what's going on, how can we, what is the ideal situation, what is your experience, what is my experience, what is our camera guy's experience.
It's not just dating, it's like I think relationships as a whole, like with
a relationship,
parents,
right, exactly,
family, because it's a tough time.
Like, don't get me wrong, to just start off, right? Like, how are we interacting with people? How can we be face to face? Like, we're lucky enough that we can be face to face because we're in our same bubble. So like, if I get COVID, he mostly gets COVID. He has COVID. It goes back and forth, and like we're very like closed up every time when we're in public and things like that. We wear a mask and we're very distanced with everyone. But
it's not sustainable. Like, don't you feel like think about it? Like, you go. Even like, I don't know, you go to the beach, but we have one in Toronto, but say I went to the beaches in the summer, I want to go in the water. I want to go on the beach and like, I want to be like on the beach with other people, but there's other people that are there. And like, it's scary. I mean, you take a photo of it and it looks like there's everyone on top of each other, right? But they're actually maintaining their distance.
There is. And it's funny because when I went to Woodbine Beach, there were seriously thousands of people.
Yeah,
and some people socially distanced, but some people didn't.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, I drove an hour and a half. I drove all the way to Long Beach and like Niagara Falls area. Yeah, okay. So an hour and a half. And in there was even like a bunch of people like there, but there was a private beach that you paid $20 and there was no one there. There was only like 10 people. Right. Yeah. So it's like you paid the $10 on a private area.
But talk about it. Say no one has, like, you don't have money. Like sometimes, you take your girl or your guy to the movie theater, and it costs like the VIP. You're telling me you took your friends to the movie theater. It's like what, $80? Like 90
yeah. So like I did it, and it's not even that. How much money are we making, right? If people are in CERB and stuff like that, like let's go to this way: movie, 2 tickets. Popcorn
and a drink,
2 drinks,
parking,
maybe wine, maybe parking, maybe gas, maybe like easily $100. Easily.
And you haven't even gone for dinner yet.
That is your dinner. Hey, your popcorn. And the worst thing is you can't even refill because of COVID, right? So like you can't even get unlimited popcorn.
Yeah, like your whole experience now has changed, and I think people are taking things more like they're appreciative of what things that they have. Like even for walks and going on hikes, I think it's like people are like, oh my God, like it's like trying to stay active, but you realize people aren't being active and they're just watching Netflix at home because they are like sad, and it sucks. And it's hard for me and you because we are always constantly trying to create.
We're extroverts, right? We're not introverts, right?
Like, I can't be home. I can't be home.
Neither can I.
I need to be doing something.
And you quarantined for 2 weeks. I don't even know how you did that, right?
4 weeks actually, because I quarantined twice. That's after my first flight from Dubai when I was working.
Right, exactly. So but again, at that point, the first part you were winter, they couldn't even go out. There's nothing to do. But like especially recently, we were quarantined end of September because.
So what do you think? How can people like maintain their relationships and like kind of once they have keep them happy with them? What do you think are some like steps or some tools that people can do?
So, I mean, the main thing is it's just like, for myself and like we both had this issue at the beginning when you came from Dubai and I was at home. I pretty much didn't see my mom for a month. I kept a distance with her all of, March, April, making sure that we had like a good distance because in general terms, like I was scared. I don't know. Maybe I'm holding the strain. Maybe you're holding the strain.
No,
Who knows who's holding the strain?
You're supposed to be with your loved ones, your grandparents, and now you can't even touch them. You can't
exactly. And
you can kill them. Like literally, you can kill them.
Literally.
Like literally, and people are like, it's fine. I'm like, no, grandma. Like
there is, and I understand there's a bunch of people on both sides, right, saying like COVID is just a normal flu, and if you can get over a normal flu, you'll get over COVID. I understand that. I totally understand that, but like, why not be more cautious? Cautious around, especially people in their 60s, in their 70s, in their 80s, in their 90s.
And then you see the numbers of people that are actually infecting the most people. People are like at our age, like 20 plus to 28 to 35, and they're the ones that are real spreaders.
Yeah, because you and I were going, it's a little thing, but like it'll be fine, man. It's just a normal flu.
Listen to whatever you think is the best. We're not advising you.
Exactly. We're not medical.
You can anti-mask if you need to anti-mask. You can mask if you need to mask. Do what you think is best. I wear a mask because I think it's the right thing to do, but I don't judge anyone else who does what I think they want.
100%. This is all on our opinion. But like for me, I have an elderly mother. The regular flu, I'm scared during the flu season. I do not see my mom during if I'm sick in bed. I don't see my mom. And if my mom does see me during I'm sick, she's bringing me chicken noodle soup. She's wearing a mask all the time, right? So but you have to be cautious. You got to be cautious. While doing this because like it's again you never know knock on wood it's like at this point like no one knows, right? And
so do you think like because of these restrictions that are happening in stage 2 people are like sad, like they're happy, like what are people's views? I know the temperature is changing, so I know a lot of people are like kind of like under the weather in a way.
I mean, people were protesting 2 weeks ago at Yonge and Dundas, tens of thousands of people.
I saw that.
Like everyone together, screaming not like the thing is, that's cool. You want to protest and say, don't wear a mask? I'm fine with that. Go do what you need to do wherever you need to do.
I respect freedom of speech.
Freedom of speech. But the thing is, like, there's officers, police officers who are wearing masks, are trying to keep distance, but these people are coming right to your face.
Yeah.
So I'm like, bro, come on. Like, at that point, like, please.
These are families too. These have kids. These
exactly. These police officers are in the force for us to protect us. Like, and depending on, I understand everyone has their own views on police, on doctors, on viruses, and no, we're not biologists, we're not security guard, like, we're not military force, we're not whatever it is, but like, respect others people's like, if they say, hey, can you please stay away from them, right? Yeah. I understand they're public of law or public enforcers, but they are public enforcers, and the government is stating, please use face covering with and don't, like, over 10 people, 25 people in a gathering, and 6 feet apart if they're not in the same family or in the same bubble and things like that. So, like, there's a lot of different things, and it's just like, it's kind of crazy that, like, it's just like, I don't want to get too into this, but, like, I think everyone needs to respect their point of view. So
how about, like, we're talking about Tinder and both those dating sites. I feel like, when you go on them, you want to, like, meet somebody, if that's the point of the reason why you go on those sites in the first place. But they have this feature. It's where you, like, video call or, like, FaceTime.
Yeah, so
and I get why the apps are doing it, so that, like, they can sort of maintaining their distance. But do you think people are listening to that, and, like, they actually aren't going, like, they're like talking online? Like I mean, let's be honest. We're humans. We like to procreate, and we also like to pleasure us out with other people. So it's true. Like you can't just by talking to somebody online, like, I love you. Oh my God. Like, I can't wait to see you. See you in 6 years.
But what's my best example of this, and it just popped in my head right now. The biggest show right now, funny enough, is 90 Day Fiance.
Is it?
It's like,
isn't it really old? An old show?
No. Maybe it is. I don't know.
I was like, this is the most ridiculous show in the world.
So 2 random people, one person from the U.S.,
Brazil,
misses with Hawaii, not Hawaii,
Panama or something,
wherever, all around the world. Yeah. And it's like these, like, I remember it's like this lady, like this old elderly lady who's 55 years old, meets a man in Africa and the continent. I don't know what country he's in Africa, but he's somewhere in one of the countries. And she's been talking to him for 4 years. They finally got married recently. And with COVID, he can't come here. He can't get his green card, whatever. And of course, over the thing, you bring sexualized, or you can do whatever you want, right? But it's like, when you meet people and you clash, and people are like, oh no, I still love you. Like, I just don't want to be alone. Like, there's things that I think, like, some people, like, they know there's cues, but they don't want to be alone. I feel like,
it's known, like, humans are social creatures. Like, we need to be, like, respected and loved by, like, other people. And I think being, like, people are lonely, and you can be an introvert, but you can still have friends. You can be extrovert.
100%. Everyone. That's how it is.
I really feel that COVID, people that care about you reach out to you. People that don't care about you will not talk to you. And it's very high. Like, now people are on their phones.
You know who are your true friends now.
Who is your true friend?
Who's
going to reach out? Hey, Ori, how are you? Hey, Dave, how are you? And I think
small thing.
Now I know more and more. Like, my circle is smaller and smaller, and it's good or bad. I just make it so that
we both know. There are some people who have their circle and then lose their circle, and then they reach out to you. So they're like
yeah, but that's because of other reasons.
But I understand that. But you can see how small their circle was originally. They decided to make the circle small. And then they're like, oh shit, I only had one person in my circle.
Yeah. Now, my thing is, like, when people see success or anything, they go, oh, I want to come with you. I'm like,
yeah, exactly.
You don't talk to me the rest of your life. Why are you bringing me up?
Exactly. Like, people, like, you're like, oh, the guy, like, my girlfriend from grade 2, you're reaching out. Oh my God, you're a celebrity. You get free food. Let me come with you.
Yeah. It's like, what are you, like, not what are you to? It's like, but, like, have you talked to me in the past 18 months? Like, I'm sorry, like, you.
When was the last time we spoke?
Like, what, and
you liked one of my posts 5 years ago?
Or you need something. It's like, I think people like that, like,
and I get that all the time, right? Like, people, especially, like, me, I'm a business. I run a business consulting, marketing consulting. Yeah. I have social media. I technology. Me, I research. I do it, and I like to investigate. Like, you'll see throughout this podcast, I'll give a lot of stats, a lot of information.
And also, like, we're giving out free stuff because, like, you can learn. It might not work for you guys. It's something that, like, that have been successful for us, and we're not, like, the normal, maybe.
Yeah, 100%. And
like, we're doing YouTube, we're doing podcasts,
everything, every platform, any platform. What platform are we doing? Is there something we're not doing?
Pinterest. We're gonna
Pinterest.
If you take it, we're gonna get you. We're gonna get you. Nah, I'm joking.
But yeah, there's I guess Pinterest, but Pinterest is, again, the demographics for that is women
Mostly
over
women.
30, single mothers,
Still.
wedding people who are setting up weddings, stuff like that. So it's a good demographic, because if I think the stats is also like women order 60% of the food at home. So that's a
shopping clothing.
a big thing.
I don't want to generalize or like stereotype or whatever, but like.
But it is higher on it is higher on the woman's side.
For sure.
It might be different in the coming years, because like everyone is working more, like both the genders, and like there's more stay-home dads. Like that's.
Do you think, like, during this time, like, I mean, personally, I think it's happened to me, is like, think about like me time, like, quote unquote.
Yeah, 100%.
Like right now, like I would, like, beforehand I was working, so like I didn't have time for myself. Now I'm thinking about what Ori wants to do. Do you think that more and more that's what you want to do too?
I mean, as you know, I'm an extrovert, so I'll go hard.
Yeah.
But like I was busy this whole week. But Saturday, I canceled all my plans. I made sure Saturday it was my day, so it was a day for me. I streamed a little. I did work on my own. I did some Instagram. I did this, but it was just me time. It was me. Like I didn't have to leave my house. I cooked my own foods. I took my own time. There wasn't.
Like you're on someone else's watch.
Exactly.
And I think that's a big thing. Like we're all cogs and behind of other people. The 9-to-5 job. Now 9-to-5 is like work from home, but
what is 9-to-5 anymore?
Like I can wake up at 10 and say I did the work at 9. How are they going to know?
Exactly.
Well, if they can see if I logged in, but like.
So that's some companies are doing that and tracking you, and you're using the company laptop.
I'm sure, but like overall, like I have friends that are making. No, like they're gardening at home, and they like during work, they're like, I'm taking a 5-minute break to garden my plants, and I'm like, at work you couldn't do that. You can't do that at work if you were
but the thing is, it's two different ways, right? So there's two different ways. People are more productive and less productive. Mm-hmm. So they're more productive because everyone knows there's deadlines. Because sometimes when you're at work, they don't give you a deadline. They're like, oh, we need this done. But now they're like, I need it done by Friday. You're like, okay, I can get it done by Friday. I need to do this project 16 hours, right? And then between Monday to Friday or Monday to Thursday, I have 60 or whatever. 8 times 4. 32 hours, and I need 16 hours for this. Maybe let's say 20 hours, right? Yeah. So this person's going to be like, okay, when I'm cooking my food, I'll like look at my emails while cooking my eggs, right, in the morning, because it's like you can multitask or in the bathroom.
What's the joke? You wear the business on top and then shorts or pants in the bottom. Nothing. But
to get to that point regarding, I know we kind of just went over, but regarding like video chat, right? I think that like it really distances you from the emotional sector. That like, you know, in the end, it's just like it's like you need that emotional touch, as you were saying, right?
And I mean, don't get me wrong, you can be with anyone you want to be with, but I feel like
there's a difference.
You're causing. If you are you screwing multiple people at the same time online, then you're.
And that's their choice.
That's totally true. Their choice. Like, I have nothing wrong with that. People go through phases, and people just love doing that. But if you potentially have COVID and you're being with multiple people,
I didn't even think about that. I was thinking about the sexual part, but now you're thinking about the
actual implications.
Flu, yeah.
What if some person has an immuno disease, compromised disease? I can't speak English anymore, but like a disease that can be life threatening, and like they're fooling around. It's all fun and all.
But I mean, at the same time, this person has to like. I understand that, but like, there's a whole different debate. Like if you have an immuno, if you're like, let's say
this is a topic that we can talk about for hours. Like
but if you just got off, like if you're like a good example, like a friend of mine was a cancer patient, right? And we both have Raptors. We have Raptor season tickets, and I was inviting when you were out in Tel Aviv or whatever it was. I was inviting him, and I didn't even think about it. And I was like, hey, you want to come to a Raptors game with us? And like, like a Raptors game with me, and like we can watch a game. He's like, man, I can't. I'm doing my cancer thing. And then I'm like, oh man, like I totally forgot. Like, are you still like a thing? He's like, no, like flu's going around. Like it was a winter season, not even COVID. It was just normal flu. But now imagine if it's COVID. Like, how are you going to be like, oh yeah, come? Like
going to a sporting event's the most social thing. That's like taking
and you're shoulder to shoulder. Like you're right to right.
Sweating, you're eating popcorn, and things are sharing. Towels are thrown at you, and like people are jumping on you. Like time, has changed so much, better for worse. I mean, for us, we're able to do a podcast. ask him to go out from 7 p.m. Can you film? He's like, are you kidding me? I'm at some screening right now. Like he's at some
during
point,
before COVID,
point,
yeah.
Like he was like, I'm like, bro, I need you. He's like, I can't. Like actually, I'm booked up from 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. every single night. I'm like, okay, I'll see
Can you meet me 11 to 1 a.m.?
Yeah. Like, you want me, like exactly.
But I mean, that's what we used to do. Like, and you worked. You were flying. You were flying because like you had flights from 5 a.m. and you didn't get back till 9.
He'll call me, hey, how are you doing? I'm like, bro, I can't breathe. Like I'm so tired. And
then you would call me like while walking to the terminal, to the. It's when you get to that like 84, A84, whatever that is, that thing. And there's a word for it, and I forgot what it is. Not terminal. It's like your number. What you call me while your gate. Thank you.
Oh my god, this guy couldn't figure out the word.
The gate. So when you get to the gate,
we're learning language today.
Today, G is for gate. But yeah, so in general terms, when you get to the gate, you're like calling me, and you're like, hey man, I'm seriously getting onto the plane right now. I'll talk to you later.
People
like, bah. So like
at the time, my ex-girlfriend would call me and she'd be like I'm free from literally 8 a.m. till 4 p.m. my departure. You could have called me 4:10. I'm boarding. Like I'm literally boarding. She's like, I asked me happy. I'm like, I'm bored. I'm literally doing the announcements today. I can't talk to you. She's like, I don't get it. I'm like, I'm working. WORK. Work. She doesn't get it.
Work. But
and now it's time's different. Like right now, I can go home. I create my own meals. I invite myself to different places to eat, and I'm my own boss. Like I don't have to result. I don't have to ask Air Canada to like where am I going, which is kind of good and bad. I love my job.
They do it for you. They're like, get on the plane. Get on the plane.
Like you're an employee. Like I don't want to be always an employee.
But it's not even like
you're your own employer. Like you and your own boss. You can do whatever the hell you want. You can talk to. You can tell anyone to come, whatever. So I think there's a difference to that. We are as people, we're creating, and in a time where people are like, I don't want to do anything. It's cold outside. I'm in a bad relationship. Whatever. Like just start doing something.
The thing is, like I know a lot of people. I know way too many people that are like, hey, I want to start a business. I'm starting my business. Okay, cool. You started a business. Oh man, I just spent 10 grand on this camera, on this microphone, on this, and then I'm like, oh shit, that's nice. You got that. I took me like a year to buy this microphone. That's dope. You got that camera. Really nice. You got that camera. I said, where's the content?
Yeah, exactly.
And they're like, no, the moon and the sun don't match. So I need the next moon and sun.
It's the light. It's light inside. What do you mean the light inside? Like you either doing it or you don't doing it. They're like people are like, how are you getting the collabs? I'm pushing content. I'm reaching out.
No, but
they spend $1,000 on it. But like, why would you buy a camera if you can't use the camera?
But the thing is, where's your content? They don't come out with any content.
Yeah.
So the thing is, it's like, or content or business plan or anything. Like, if you're having issues with that, go get a professional, right? Like, I know someone who went, all right, and you can reach out to me. I'll help you out. And I like to give free information. But there's if you need my personal time and things, we can talk about it. But I know people who are, they reach out to me, and I'm like, hey, it's going to cost you X amount of money, or there's like a plan, or you can I also give people these free options. I'm like, hey, there's a bunch of places online for free. Just go get the information for free. There's YouTube videos. But if you want to personalize, hey, Ori, I need you to take this earphone and
the same idea.
Do whatever.
Even like me, like people ask me, people call me all the time, like, how, I'd love to work with you. I'm like, yeah, sure. Like, just to let you know, I charge money now. And they go, oh, okay.
And then reach right back or something.
No. Then I'm like, okay, but can you explain to me influencing? I'm like, there's books on it, so you can look it up. I'm not that big of an ass.
Right.
So I'm like, I always give them like my time and my attention because I value their business. I want their business. And then I give them a list of like 10 other people that do it for free.
So like, here's a good example, right?
I know that if you rent it through me, you'll get X amount of followers and X amount of comments or X amount of likes.
Right, but there's also like value versus like the value that you give and what you can, with the value you give and what you can offer, right? Yeah. So of course the value you have is you can give them views, and what you're offering them is a potential something.
I'll give you 500 shots of this X strawberry 100%. Covered whatever thing.
But some people don't even, like, let's say if you were new and you only had 100 followers, would you be like, hey, pay me $100?
No, of course not.
Right, because now you're established.
Even when I'm charging, it's still like less. Like, I'll even 100%. I think the whole thing about bundling, that's what most of the companies do. Like even Apple, like you go on the website, it's like, oh, buy the iPhone. Oh, by the way, for $50 more, get the plan plus this plus that, and then you realize you get sucked into a $50 plan. You didn't have to buy it, but they've thrown it in there. Even Amazon, the bottom, like similar, like like mics similar to this, and it'll show like a lapel that like diffuses the mic or whatever the situation is, and you're like, oh, you can add it to the cart, and they know because they have a million. They have
they track you. They track you.
They know everything. And when he goes to his Amazon, it's gonna be different than my Amazon.
Of course, 100%.
And my newsletter is gonna be different than yours.
And then I watched the social dilemma Netflix thing.
Quant is I'm downloaded it. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's like how robots analyze us nonstop, like crazy. Like there's no
like how much you get paid for like 5 seconds on looking at his photo of shirtless,
and then like, okay, so he looked at it for 3 seconds, so let's show him more. Oh, now he looked at it 5 seconds. Oh, next time 10 seconds. Oh, okay, so we're gonna show a lot more.
I recommend watching it. I mean, it's one idea of it, and
it gives you like
can show you one way.
It's very intriguing. It's very interesting, and the social dilemma. If you're into social media, if you're into marketing, if you're in business, if you're in online, you'll see how the platforms analyze. But then again, there's so much content out there these days.
Yeah.
So you know what? Before we go to our next point, let's try this baba ganoush. Baba ganoush. I love that. I love that.
Like a rabbit, you on that. Baba ganoush. Baba ganoush.
Baba ganoush. But yeah, so the baba ganoush is like an eggplant based salad. It's very Middle Eastern as well. You know, you can get some bread, you know, put it on, eat it. Really good.
Oh my god. Delicious. Where are we?
Napkin too. But yeah, so thanks for bringing that up. We are the Hummussiah. We appreciate their host. They're hosting us in this area. They let us use their space.
We're the resident podcasters here.
Yes, exactly.
Like actually, you know, they have resident DJs. We're talking about socially going out. We're like the resident podcasters of the Hummussiah. This corner is our blood, sweat,
no one else can use it right now. We're gonna engrave our name like back here somewhere.
Invisible. We could like put a little light on, you know.
Yeah, right here. CGI.
So that's the beauty, and that's what I think that's really cool. We started this off a text, and that's why now we're eating this and we're showing off that this is a connection that we can build, and the relationships of just being nice and trying to provide people with
100%
just like a voice.
Yeah,
no, time is that, and that's it. Yeah,
I agree with you, because in general terms, you just reach out, try it out, see how it goes, and now we're here. They gave us their trust, their luck. They trust us at this point, so we appreciate them. We appreciate Tom and Daniel. Thanks again, and your food. You know, there's a lot more to look into, but we love it, and it's so good.
Yeah,
thank you. Okay, guys, we are back after tasting some wonderful food from Hummussiah. And so what we're going to be moving into is, you know, like just dating in general, right? Like so we talked about like, you know, new features, like the apps that are like out there right now are Tinder, Hinge, Bumble,
OkCupid's one of the Harmony. I'm sure it's already online. Like,
there's so many apps out there, and I like, what is the best app to use, right? Like, do we even know what is the best percent?
Anymore. I'm focusing on me right now.
No, I get that, but I'm just saying like it's so much that we have to like
write us in the comments what you think is your favorite app to use and tell us why. 100%. Because we'd love to know what is making.
If you are using an app or not using an app or using a social, like there's an app called Meeting. And Meeting, all you do is like you set up a thing, a volleyball, 30 people can join, 30 people at this park, and then people can join that thing, and it can be public in Toronto, and then everyone can join it. I think it's called Meeting, if I'm not mistaken.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so I learned about this when I was in Cuba. Weird enough, it was about like
they have apps there.
Listen, so weird. So it's people from Canada. They met all on. Then this was like 4 years ago or whatever. I was in Cuba. They all met in Toronto, and it was like 25 people. They all met in Toronto, never met each other in their life before. Never. Like some were like friends, but then they all came together to Cuba. They landed in Cuba, and they all partied together while they were here. They're like, oh, you're from Toronto, Mississauga. I'm from Toronto, Mississauga. All people from.
Is that when you traveled on planes?
What?
Is that when there were planes flying and traveling?
Yeah,
where you could go places?
Yeah.
What is that?
What is a plane? I don't know. Planes might not exist. I mean...
No. They're going to be there.
I know. But it's scary because like I've been hearing about this, and people are like, yes, planes are doing terrible now, all this. But like big companies like Air Canada, if they don't succeed, then we're gonna fail. Like as an economy,
I mean, like brands are like small brands that they're gonna get squashed, and big monopolies.
100%.
Like you can look at even the States, they're just gonna eat them out, and that's it. And they're gonna be so low and so cheap and so desperate that this economy has to be pumped out again. Again,
if it isn't, money is not the issue anymore. We have a whole pandemic, some thing that we can't control. It's going to be like involved into our businesses, into our society, into our children, into the economy, into everything. Because at that point, like, there's nothing going to be like, we can't do anything.
Even I just came back from Israel and I got tested when I got there and I landed, and when I came back, I did a study, part of the McMaster Health Labs in Air Canada. It was like a free trial, and it was pretty solid. It was a good way. It was negative, thank God, each time. But that doesn't mean like the next day after COVID, like the next day I go out and I can get it again. I can get COVID, whatever.
100%.
And my view is like people are going to resort to more traveling. They're first of all less travel because they don't want to get infected. And they're going to have to pay a premium to go to business class to be secluded from everyone else.
But you're not even secluded. There's still one person beside you,
or in the same area. So it's very complicated. Yeah.
So. Yeah, I mean, it's like how are you going to control it with these apps? And sure, these like things are great and whatever, but it's just like, how are you going to socially distant? How are you going to, physically distant, right? Like, is there anything like, what is that, right? And that's a funny thing that you were like bringing that up. We were talking about this earlier, like social distancing versus physical distancing, like. I want you to explain like how your perspective on those.
My dad brought this up to me, and I thought he proved a very good point. Like, I respect everyone's opinion on this matter, and everyone has a voice. But his view is like, I feel like physical and social distance is such a bad way of saying it. Like, you're physically distant. Like, you go to Costco and you're ordering something, you're getting the food, you're physically distant from somebody else. But you're still social because you're out.
You can still be like, hey, camera guy, what's up?
Yeah, like,
put a thumb
and
up.
like social, I feel is like you're actually not social. Social is like you're on your phones and you're talking, but like
social distancing is like it's like you're on your phone. It's kind of like,
I feel like it has a negative connotation. Like, oh, like you're socially from him. Like
we can still talk in 6 meters away, or 2 meters, or 6 meters. Hey, what's up?
2 feet, 6 fefeet, whatever. Oh my God, 2 meters, 6 feet. I can't speak as well.
I know,
but that's the idea. Like, and I feel that people maybe the signage is a minor thing, but people have thought about it. Like, physical distance, I think, is more appropriate, and that's what people should have. Because when you go into a restaurant, you're physically from a different table.
Yeah, I guess it's just how you perceive it, and there's different ways to.
Being weird about it.
No, it's not you. I get it, because some people are like socially distancing. I don't want to be like socially, like I want to still be social.
Yeah, exactly.
Just not. I'll be distant, but not.
But I'm be social. Yeah, it's food for thought.
Like, the crazy thing was at Trinity Bellwood, right? What that happened originally, what was it? As soon as the summer hit, was it May? I think it was. And what do we have? Like tens of thousands. People were like
on top of each other. Festival.
It was crazy. I heard I was seeing neighbors complaining about people were peeing because all the bathrooms are closed. The government didn't want people to go to the bathrooms. People
It's ironic. I used to play tennis down in Trinity Bellwoods, and they put the circles on the ground on the grass to make them socially distant, physically distant. And then they would have they have the inspectors, the public health, come through, and you would think public health, because they're public health, would be maintaining 6 feet away, but they were this far away, and you're like, oh my God, why
two people together
walking around issuing tickets, and I'm like, actually I should issue tickets to you because you're actually not distant.
Why are they wearing masks?
Okay, great, but still, no,
I get it. But again, they're in their bubble, right? So I don't know.
Just say the 100 officers when they're all not bubbled together. Anyways,
it's like paramedics, right? There's two paramedics together, but they also did change that. I remember recently they used to have 2 officers in each vehicle, and then they changed it to 1 officer per vehicle. Because originally the whole reason to have 2 officers is just in case that officer gets shot or hurt or something, you have a second officer on the backup. Now that's kind of scary. Imagine you're on the streets every day on your own, right?
And there's actually, I read a book. It was Yuval Harari, and he was talking about how there's a rate and there's a correlation between 2 officer vehicles and the reason why they shoot people more as opposed to 1 officer. So if you're 1 officer in a squad car, you're less likely to you're more hesitant. If there's 2 people, there's bravado around there. So you're more likely to
because you have a backup in a sense, and then you're if you see me maybe in trouble with whatever, then you're okay, I'm going to shoot first because I feel there's
and you feel
but the thing is, it's and it's I guess 2 different perspective, right? Let's say I'm talking to the criminal or whoever it may be, the person. So I'm talking to the person, and then he's coming close to me, and I'm oh, I'm fine with however he is, but I maybe socially distance or whatever, let's say pre-social distance, he's coming close to me and I still feel safe with him. But you, from an outsider, you'll be like, no, he's about to grab a knife, or he's not about to grab a knife.
That's the
so
thing.
there's no right point.
Like, cops argue about it all the time.
That thing happened more recently. Something at a McDonald's. Like there was a guy got tased. He got tased 3 times or something. He got up. He was running, and then the officer started shooting him. Right. So then it was like that was like a whole different issue with the whole Black Lives Movement, and like it's like quite important, right? Like what's happening today with these changes, and it's we need to be aware of different movements and everything that's going on in society, because a lot of things are going on right now, and like everyone should look into it and kind of take the information in. Again, everything we say is kind of our opinion, and
the moral is that everyone has a voice and their voices should be heard.
Yeah, 100%. And like
people to know what's happening, and we're just trying to push out good stuff. Like we're not trying to be mean or bad, just genuine.
Yeah, and it's in general terms, like it's just like it's tough times, especially like I sent you that video the other day of like 2020. I don't know if you got to see it. It was like 2019, yay! And then 2020 came by, and like it was a flash. There was the explosion in Beirut. Was it Beirut? Beirut. There was COVID. There was Black Lives Matter. There was protests in Egypt. There was that thing about aliens. There was about like how much things happened this year? Like we don't even know. It was a flash.
Like, so we have 3 months until 2021. Let's end 2020 with a bang. No more.
I don't even say bang.
Not a bang.
With excitement. Yeah.
Let's go into 2021 with a lot more podcasts and a lot more love out there.
Yeah. No, 100%. And the crazy thing is, and a good way to do that, right? As you were saying, like because we're not able to physically distance, whatever it is.
I don't mind.
But since like movies are closing, as we were talking about, like you can't do dining experiences, unique things that where people are doing are like picnics, are going on hikes, or maybe having a home movie. Like I know a lot of people, like I know a girl who seriously bought a projector from Amazon, took a white sheet and threw it over, and now she has a 100-inch TV in her room, or
there's
in her backyard.
I'm gonna give a shout out to one lady, and I respect her because she's doing something really cool, and there's a lot of people that are doing the same thing. Her name is Simply Picnics online. What it does, it's a really cool idea. I always wonder how you can do it in the wintertime. Because the idea is like having like a picnic, like she organizes or they organize.
She does do it in the winter?
So that's the thing. So during the summertime, like it's nice, so you could be in the park, open space. In the wintertime, like who wants to have a picnic in the winter? It's cold.
No,
so it's like you go.
But we don't have that cold. Our winters weren't that cold recently. Still, but yes, you can.
You're gonna go sit in the snow? Like you could.
Why not?
You could, but like it's a different.
Tobogganing.
It's a different
snowboarding,
style.
Skiing.
So I think it's really cool that she's done something amazing. She's created. Literally, she got laid off too, and she created a business out of that. And I respect that for her because she's taking the situation and being like, I'm going to create something. And I really think awesome. And what she's doing is going to be hard for the wintertime, but she's going to adapt again.
But remember who I was telling you about, the keto lady, right? Keto certs. She started with, like, when I found her, was like a few hundred followers, whatever. She's almost about to hit 100,000 followers. Amazing. And all she does is make keto desserts. And I've already made like, how many keto desserts? I just posted one the other day on my Instagram story, like the cake and the thing. She loves it. She's reposting it. You know, I appreciate her. She appreciates me. Great person. You know, like it's it just, and that goes back to our last podcast, like regarding social influencers, right? You just gotta do it. Make your picnic. You love picnics, do it. You like making desserts, keto desserts, make it. Put it online.
Exactly.
Just do it.
And yeah, that's true.
And I think there's like ways that people need to like find like unique ways of hanging out, like, you know, especially with the winter coming out. I think there's this drive-in thing. Did you see those driving things? There's light drive-ins, so they're having them all over.
Yeah, it's like I thought, like in Windsor or Sarnia, they have like you go through your car. It's like Christmas themed, or it's like
so. There's Halloween near the theme right now in I think it's Vaughan near like Dave and Buster's.
I know Casa Loma has all those, like, you know, they Liberty Entertainment Group. They've done a great job in Casa Loma in the sense that they've like
did they do it for COVID?
I'm not sure what's happening with the rules, but like they're the kind of brand that will, like, they have like in the back they have I think it's Symphony in the Orchestra in the back.
Yeah. I went to one of that. I went to ABBA once.
Exactly.
Once.
And they every single part of it is like an escape room. And I think there are some people on the teams that are thinking, what are people going to do outside now during COVID? I went to this kitchen this past week. It was a smart kitchen. Everything's online. Listen, this is
Smart kitchen, okay.
It's called Cubby's Smart Kitchen. It's on Queen Street East. It's really cool in the sense that you order your food on your Uber Eats or your DoorDash, or even they have like a screen there, and they click a button of what it is.
Okay.
It's 4 restaurants into one concept.
Okay.
And say you want a poke bowl, click poke bowl. Next thing you know, the food's being prepared in the back. There's no sit down really, barely any. It's not a restaurant. And the button goes, hey, Ori, you've ordered the poke bowl. You click the button, and then once the food's ready, the button's clicked. It's like a red button comes on. You're number 7. You pick number 7. You leave. It's amazing.
But is it
so
like
cool?
Because this reminds me of like some Japanese thing. They have these like things that you order. It's like they're like belt lines and they're like things. So you do the same thing.
Not belt lines, but it's like a little food's made in the back and have like a door that opens up the door.
No,
but that's really cool.
That's really cool. Like you push it, and then like the people are cooking it in the back, and then just comes in. You open the door, like whenever it's ready. You're like, oh, nice. I have like a poke bowl or a poke bowl, or like
I think it's a really cool concept because now brands are more and more realizing like they can make fine dining just using the online socials, and they don't have to sit down, and that lowers the cost a lot. I mean, yes, they pay for the rent, but paying for the hostess, paying for the waiter, the waitresses,
but it's also money. But you also have to think about like cleaning and things and COVID. That's so much work, and because there's more demand, and like you have to make sure every spot of this table's clean now. The person could have touched here, the seat has to be sprayed, everything.
And they clean the screens on the thing, which is really cool. So every time it's clean, there's someone working. Oh,
so somebody's physically doing it. It's not automated.
It's not fully automated in the sense like it's not like there's no robots behind. Like people are making the food behind, but like
you see robots in the back.
No, but it's a concept of kind of
it's Shaq in the back with the printer.
It's concept like on Amsterdam. It's called Fibbo, and it's the same idea. The guys cook in the back, and it's like a vending machine. It's an automatic vending machine, but it's burgers and restaurants. It's like a burger and restaurant food where you put €5 in, and then a burger comes out. And you're like, whoa.
Did you hear about Did you see that thing? I need to go see it. There's these automated pizzas.
Yeah, on Pizza Forno, I think it's on.
Have you tried one?
No, I've been told it's like decent. It's like decent.
But dude, what is it? Like a $5 pizza on the side of the road, ready in 3 minutes?
Yeah.
A fresh, hey, like I can't complain. Like a fresh pizza in 5 minutes. Like you go on the side of the road, beep 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 beep, pepperoni.
I think there's a couple functions that can like process, like pepperoni, like Hawaiian maybe.
Yeah, whatever.
But still, it's pretty impressive. Like look at where we've come.
Yeah, I know. But again, this is like what Japan compared to us is like. I bet there's a whole different level.
It must cost them a lot of money to initiate that and to like pay for the
100% and build the machine. And
does the machine get sick? It's possible that it can break down, but like. You're not relying on anyone else to come to work. Like you are maintaining it and you are putting the stuff in. This
is really funny. You say that to break down. Like hopefully these people are smart enough and they have, if this breaks, take it off, put it back on. You have more than one of these at home, right? But like my garage door at my place is not working functionally, right? So it doesn't open and close properly. And I've been complaining for a year, and they're like, oh, COVID, parts are delayed, and so I'm like. But like this is a one part that wears and tears. Like if it's an item that wears and tears, why don't these companies like invest in? Like they don't care about it.
They think about how much money they're going to make.
Exactly.
They're going to.
But this is like the cheapest thing. The wear and tear thing is usually the thing that you need to replace consistently. So, but yeah, I mean, it's really interesting. And at this point, like, a lot of different things that I've seen like people do for like another like small things that people are appreciating is just like company, like us right now, we're spending some time together. We don't spend time most of the day. Like you're working, I'm working, we're doing whatever. And like, it's very appreciative, like these little things. And like a big thing that I've been seeing people doing is like reviewing like random things around the city, like either like going to a McDonald's unit or like, or comparing McDonald's to Burger King's burger.
Was that whole thing, the chicken, like there's like,
so that's something where
Popeyes,
for sure.
What's the one?
So there's Popeyes, Mary Jane, KFC, Chick-fil-A. I think there's a new one that just came out. Oh, Wendy's. Wendy's also just came out with their chicken.
What are we gonna do? No. We're gonna have we're gonna show.
Yeah, we're gonna have a podcast. Like, so as you guys know, our original thought was to have an influencer, but with stage 2, everything evolving, we decided that
we'll just
it's gonna be him and I, so we can control the environment and control the exposure. So we're going to make sure that him and I can, control it. We're controlling our environment, and we don't want to bring other influencers who travel who potentially are in a lot more public areas. We don't want to risk it. And then at the same time, how are we going to socially distance? How are we going to do this? And it's,
it's kind of like a news show, but not actually a news show. We're just creating current topics that are hopefully make you happy and you want to listen to more and more.
So before we go to our next topic, I have one thing to ask you. And because it was regarding dating and everything like that originally we're talking, do you think it's worth it to pay for the dating apps? And you can ask me the question right back.
I mean, I'm guilty. I've done it before. Nothing wrong with that.
Successful? Worked?
I don't know. Like, you gotta... Like, I'm a guy, I just go like this. It's really bad. I used to go like this all the time and not like actually... I mean... Like, I didn't care. I didn't bother.
I get it.
I didn't bother for it. Like, I didn't really actually care. Mm-hmm. So, like... I mean, I feel bad saying it. If I wanted to put more effort into it in time,
100%.
It's like anything, like you can get it.
It's exactly like this podcast.
To have sex with like 35 girls, like I don't really like.
Yeah, I mean, it's
better at the end of the day.
Exactly. It's like everyone has their own like objective and how they perceive it.
I'm 26. Like I'm getting closer to like to 30 years old when you have to get married. It's like come on,
29.
Like, social contracts are BS. Like I think it's something that. At the end of the day, you can be married or not.
Right.
I think the whole point is of having like a partner, not even like legally getting married. It's like being like socially happy with the person you're with.
Of course.
And like the word I'm looking for is companion.
Companion.
Whether it's you put the ring on or not, just someone that you can be with and enjoy. Like I want to be here and I want to experience the food with my girlfriend, for example. And like I think that is a way of us enjoying it together. And not just me. Like I want to like go traveling. Sometimes traveling alone is great, but then sometimes I like to have that partner, that backup partner in the comp.
100%. Like it was funny. I was just watching a TikTok video kind of thing. It was like they're like. It was from a guy's point of view. It's like you don't want a guy doesn't care. Like it's not that he doesn't care about the girl. Yeah. It's like we care about you, but we don't want you beside us all the time. We want you there. Like it's like you want the company, but it's like you don't have to be like like a koala on my back. It's 24/7. It's a company.
People that like you that want to cherish time. It's also like it feels nice. Like having someone who cares about you. And I think it's a really important thing. Like people don't want to be with anyone, and some people want to be with somebody. But what do you think, Dave? Do you think it's important to like would you pay for these apps? Do you think it benefits you?
So exactly. Like, don't get me wrong. I've also got it for free, like those free premium memberships. Like I joined Hinge when it first came out. I was one of the original.
You told me about people. Hinge when I had my girlfriend. I was like, "What's Hinge?" I was like, "It's like different." I'm like, "What do you mean different?"
Yeah. So
what does that mean?
It's different. It's the way you advertise yourself, right? It's the same thing. Like different platforms, different thing. And so I was originally one of the Hinge on Bumble as well, like one of the OGs. I joined Tinder, one of the OGs. So I was one of the OGs in all these.
The girls are going, oh my god, you're so dead.
Oh my god, yeah.
No, I'm just teasing.
But yeah, each of the platforms, I like, again, like what you said about Tinder, it's just swipe right, because like in the end, it's like who has time? Like and the amount of times that these girls have, like no one like
I'll get maybe like for every 500 swipes, I'll get like 10 matches.
These like, and then how many of those 10 matches?
It was like 1,000. I was like, oh my god, you're not even trying. Like
every swipe is a yes.
Every girl, every guy is just like boom, boom, boom. Like,
100%.
Like it's
so then like Tinder has become like this just mass thing that you just like for females it's just overpopulated. For guys it's just like at this point like it's like you can target a little like age and distance and I don't know. Can you do religion now?
I think.
I can't remember. Tinder has that option.
Ethnicity maybe, like what color of their skin. It's like, well, that's really racist. Tinder.
No, I don't think so. I don't think Tinder has that. Bumble does. I know Bumble does have that for sure. They have different.
Our videographer's going, yes. Maybe he's on right now. We'll ask
Is he? No one knows our videographer. We won't.
His link will be in the bio.
In the bio, guys. Check it.
Follow his. We'll also attach his Tinder profile. So if you guys need it, let us know.
Young. I don't know. Single, sexy. Maybe. He's a photo.
If you need him,
he will record your Instagram videos that you need.
Mom, I'm so sorry, but this is true. Yes, we have one of these guys who's helping us. Beautiful man.
Yes. But yeah, so regarding Tinder now has been so oversaturated. When I first joined up, Tinder was Hinge. It was like the best app, like, hey, I swiped.
Bumble was big?
Okay, but I'm saying like Tinder was that, then Bumble took it. But the funny thing is, Bumble was the whole thing was like women are supposed to like talk, but some women don't even know that. They download the app and like, why is no guys ever talking to me? I have 50 matches and no guy will ever talk to me. I'm like, you have to engage the conversation. I didn't even know.
It's ridiculous.
Because like the girls are like so used to Tinder, right? And they're like, why are no guys? And like it puts the ball in their court and like, hey bro, you got to do it, whatever. And what?
Cool. You learn more. Like I guess through life.
Oh,
school of life.
There was this app that I used. It was called Unveil. I loved it. I met one of my girlfriends, someone I was dating back in the day for a little while. It worked out very well. The way it worked is you got to see a blurred image of each other, but the only way you can contact each other is through voice. We're like, cool. Hey Ori, how you doing? My name's David. I heard your audio saying you enjoy cookies and food and blah blah blah. Like, what's your favorite cookie? What is the thing?
Just to mess with you.
Huh?
Just to mess with you. I make an account just to mess with you.
So anyways, I did it. I met someone. We had a really great time. It lasted like 6 months, and then age difference and school and whatever. Different parts of life. But you live, you learn, you have fun.
Ooh, I can't wait for the next podcast. We got some big stuff coming up. This is just our.
Well, there's way too many things.
There's so many things coming up.
But yeah, so there's that, and then there's Hinge. Hinge is like now that like you kind of have to read it. You could just say yes to everyone, but the whole thing about Hinge is you like something and then you engage with it. And you're like, hey, I liked your photo or your description regarding. Sorry, I just have to scratch my back.
Enough about the dating apps. Let's go to the overall. I feel like.
But before.
Let's talk about just 1 second.
Okay.
Like the whole kind of our big topic is like relationships and like social distance and physical distance.
Yeah.
The dating apps, like I feel like they've just gone down. Like in the sense that like people must be on it still.
Honestly, like
they've seen each other still. Like how does it work?
So let me put it this way. Honestly, I don't know. I haven't been on it during COVID. I've been very recused from it and like been busy with other things. So in general terms, like. But I've heard from people like they go on dates, but people are scared, they're worried, and people are feeling more lonely because they don't have anyone to be with. And some people don't have family, don't have sisters.
Now's the time to be like, I mean, as much as you're got to be alone, it's important to
especially during the winter. Winter's coming up.
Network that can help you get through this time.
Yeah, 100%. And so before we get to our next thing, let's try the next meal by Hummussiah.
I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
Are you having a falafel lot of fun?
I'm totally having a falafel fun.
Falafel lot of fun.
Falafel lot of fun. Blah. Okay.
We got the falafel.
So yes, the Hummussiah. We got falafels. Ooh, and then we got the hummus, the warm hummus. Ooh, let's dip it into that warm hummus. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. And it's like the flat.
Baby.
Oh, whoa.
Thank you.
The thing is, what I noticed about this, it's like it's flatter. It's not that circle one, but it also has like, it feels like it has like less filling. Other stuff they put a lot of like bread and stuff. This is like more chickpeas and and they also give you like physical chickpeas with your hummus. So it's like chickpeas, hummus.
I won't lie. I went here 2 years ago. It was good, but now, without a doubt, first of all, it's colorful. Like it looks like really nice, and it's so it's so tasty. Like. I'm not just saying this because like we're using this as a film location. I've been to like a gazillion restaurants in the world.
I can't. I'm just gonna keep on eating.
Cheap.
I can't.
It's cheap. It's super filling, and it's a massive plate of food.
Yeah, like a full bowl, like something like this is
$10. What's that?
Yeah, I think. Wait, this is the hummus. The falafel is $13. So you get a whole bowl of hummus. There's also, they have a rice option for like $12. Oh no, that's not falafel, but they have chicken, they have mushroom. So depending if you're vegan or whatever it is, amazing, like a lot of food, and they have like those little, like what we tried, the makbuha, or not makbuha, the baba ganoush. Baba ganoush is like $3. So you get a $3 or a large one for $6. Like if like you've been to other Israeli places, I've seen some makbuchas, small ones for $5 starting, large ones $11 for $3 and $6.
We went to Parallel. It was good. It was good. It was a good meal. We had a good meal, but it was like
we spent like over $100
for like a plate. It was like
per plate.
I think it was like 100.
We got 3 plates, and I think we spent 100 and something.
I think I got like maybe one beer. I didn't think I even drank that night. It was like ridiculous. I think I got Coke.
I think we both got a Coke.
I was like, are you kidding me? Like,
we got a hummus, we got falafel.
You get 12 dishes. Nothing
for $100. You'll have enough food for the next week.
If you got money, spend. Don't get me wrong. Spend your money. I love Parallel. Great food.
But But yeah, just amazing. We appreciate it. We also talked to the owner, Tom, and Tom he was telling us that it's right beside Ryerson, right? Like, so if you guys know Ryerson, it's right beside it. And he said the thing that he said is he wants to make sure that the food, like, we don't want to give discounts. Like, not that they don't want to give discounts, but they said they want to make sure that the price is so low that any student can walk in, and it's just like, you walk in, like, you're here for...
Well, it's a 20. 20 is like, you just give it 20.
Not even. Like, they have something for like $10, right? $9. Yeah. They have their classic chickpeas with hummus, like a big bowl. They have like their rice and mushroom for $11.
On Saturdays, they have the free hummus.
Oh yeah. On Saturday they have unlimited hummus, so you can just like three bowls it says, but I don't know how that works.
If you had 3 bowls of hummus, you'd be like,
and I'm guessing they give you 1 pita per thing. Like, you're at that.
It costs money, I think, for the pita. I read the terms.
What?
I read the terms and conditions. It costs like $1.
Okay, but
whatever. Still, 3 bowls of hummus. Anyways,
but yeah. So wonderful food. I can't complain. I had a great time.
A lot of fun today.
A lot of fun. I like that. I like that. I like
cute.
that.
Fun.
Falafel, lot of fun. I don't know. I hate that.
We can work with it.
I feel like you know whenever you see that when it bounces, like the wording,
is that our entry slogan, like for this title, for this thing, for having a falafel, lot of fun?
No.
Okay, good. I'm glad we established that.
So anyways, to go to the main thing, to go to the main news article, because we want to keep it catchy news and whatever, and it has something to do with myself. It's Fortnite versus Apple, or Epic Games versus Apple. You know a little bit right now after we've had discussions, but the whole thing is Epic Games they have millions, tens of millions users, and they're suing Apple because Apple takes 30% every time you spend money on it, right? So if you like a good example, let's say Tinder, right? On Tinder, you pay $10 a month or $20 a month. Apple takes 30% of that. So for $20, they take $6 every $20. That's a big chunk of money. Like, we're talking about like, hey, if you buy a dish here for $10, let's say we're advertising them. We're like, hey, you got to give us $3 for every dish.
I would love that.
That's exactly like Uber. We didn't even talk about that. Like, that's the same thing as Uber and stuff like that, right? Like the whole Uber, like everyone has that 30%. And the crazy thing is, Epic Games is trying to sue Apple, and now the game is no longer on the game. So no one can play on it. No one on the iPad, no one on the phones, no one on thing. So it's been fully thing. And that's 30% or 30 to 40% of their audience. And they're losing like $1 billion a year.
Because they're proving a point.
I understand
but then these companies, what if they're making $20 billion? What's $1 billion to them?
It is not 20; it's $3 billion. Like it's
still a lot of money, but still, I understand. But like these companies, like if they want, like they might go to Samsung then. Whatever the brand is, and
people might have to go buy Samsung, OnePlus,
not everyone's on Android
or on PC. But that's a problem. Some people are like, for me, like I'm locked on my Apple device.
So I can't go on. If I went to Epic Games, I cannot.
No, on your iPad, iPhone, no way.
Really?
Not even on your MacBook. You can't.
So I can't log in. It won't let me.
No, it's been removed from the system. God. You can't download Fortnite. So you can do it on Windows computers, Androids, PlayStation, and Xbox, but that's it. So it's kind of crazy. You just cut out a whole sector. Like, it's like, yeah, you don't need this arm anymore.
I mean, like Big Brother, you talk about that for hours, but like these big companies make an impact on what you're thinking. If for example, 100%. Facebook changes a widget on your like Messenger, like to even the like.
They remove the add the viewing.
Changes people's perception.
Psychology,
people's thing. And if they tested on 1% of the market, which is like, say there's like 7 billion users. No, that's not actually.
They tried in Toronto, they tried in Cali, they tried in parts of like
and they'll use
South America.
People. And a million people for those, they'll like do a survey, and those million people like, I don't like this. Nah, it's not good. Oh, I love it. Like they'll just change it up. I think they can make a huge impact on everyone.
And then they implemented worldwide.
Exactly.
So, but yeah, the big thing about like Epic Games and Apple, there's a lot of conspiracies going on, everything with China, because the game is partially owned by China, and and stuff like that, and Apple and security. But I also think about security. Have you seen the new Apple like ads? They're like, they're like privacy. They have their phone that's hiding their face because Apple's like privacy is the most important thing, kind of thing. So look at the ads. Now you'll see around that I just brought it up.
I've seen in the privacy.
So-
apple.ca/privacy
or whatever. Yeah. So they're trying to say, what are they trying to say? Don't get an Android because multiple other softwares can be on it. Things. Apple, you cannot put something on an Apple phone unless you hack it, unless it goes through Apple because they verify it. I don't know. I'm just saying to put the train of thought, everything
But
from.
even those companies, I'm sure some guy can come in the comments and debunk like Apple how they're a crime and this and this.
100%.
There's going to be so many people talking about that stuff, and we're not looking for that. We're looking for like just good conversation about what's happening.
100%. And again, this wraps up our, our third podcast. But before we wrap up, we do want to say thank you so much for watching. We appreciate you. We do have a shout out at the end of every episode. I guess I didn't refer to him the last one, but regarding this, like for me personally, a big person has I've been kind of looking at, and he's an older person. He's 35. He's in his mid 30s.
Still young.
No, 100%. He's older for influencers when you think about it, right? He was a drug dealer. Yeah, I mean, hey. He was a drug addict. He was, whatever. He pushed, got to work with Logan Paul. His name is Mike Milak, or Hey Big Mike. He has over 2 million YouTube subscribers. He's verified on every platform. He's dating the #1 porn star in the world. And he just came out with the #1 selling book.
If you're watching, Mike, Logan Paul, anyone in that team,
Georgienko, he just joined as their third pod.
Send some love, share our pod. Honestly, it'd be insane for us.
We'd love you.
We'd love you forever. We'd love to have you on as one of our interviewers.
I do know you guys watch my stories, so
keep on watching.
Yeah, please keep on watching.
Don't get cocky, Dave. Just keep on watching.
I know, but if you do want to, we love you.
We'll send you the link so you just push it up to your followers.
I'll just tag you on it if you want to come. We appreciate it. If you don't, that's cool.
But we're not looking for that. We're not.
No.
We don't want to sound like we're
we're starting. We're good. We're growing.
My view is that if we can convert even one follow listen naturally,
100%.
Having to push it,
and also any critiques, because they're at 200 plus episodes now. So 200 plus. I've watched every episode. So for me, it's I know I'm a huge fan.
You're like a Nabatcha over here, the guy who went to every single basketball game for the.
Oh my God, the Raptors guy.
What's he doing now? He's still selling cars.
He went to I guess he's selling cars, but he also went to every single the drive-in event. He was at every single one.
I believe that.
I know.
For sure. He's
he has to be engaged. I bet he would go to the bubble. He would stay in the bubble if he could, if they let him. But his family's you're crazy.
Thanks, guys. Thank you for watching episode 3. We appreciate you guys. Everyone who's listening, thank you for sharing.
Hit that follow. Write a comment, put any review for us. We appreciate any review.
Rate it.
Rate it a 5 if you can. Put a like to it, put a follow, put a subscribe. So if you do enjoy the content,
tell your cousin, tell your dad, tell
your grandmother. She might like it. Your dogs, play it for your dog in the background on your Google Chromecast, Nest, or whatever those things are
Alexa.
called. And just Alexa, your Apple Home something.
But thank you all. Have a nice day wherever you are. Cheers.
We appreciate you. And
3,
2, 1, bye. Bye, guys. I hope you enjoyed our podcast. Make sure you hit that follow button and follow us on all platforms, The Edible Talk. Thank you.